What's up guys, and welcome back to another episode of Career Mode. This is episode number 150. And yesterday we are returning with a thank you special. That's right, today we've got a 30-minute episode, or around 30-minute episode, featuring several massive games in today's big bumper episode of Career Mode, featuring Real Madrid away at the Bernabeu and a massive Madrid derby, as neither side can afford to lose in the race for the title. We've got Real Betis away in the Copa del Rey quarterfinal, and we've got the big one, the first leg of our Champions League last 16 tie away at the Stadio Olimpico against Roma in Italy. So yeah, there's several massive games today, and again, it's going to be around 30 minutes long this episode. I'll try and trim it to around 30 minutes long. It might be go over it a little by a little bit, but yeah, it's a long episode. It's a thank you special, and I really hope you guys enjoy it as well. Of course, for the new subscribers that have only just arrived on my channel, basically, in my old career modes, when we would hit 50 or 100 in a series, we would make a thank you special episode. So lots of games, lots of good stuff, and a longer episode than normal, just from me to you to say thank you for all support so far. And yeah, this series is no different. 150 episodes in, and today we are returning with a thank you special, which I really hope you guys enjoy. I can't believe it. I mean, seriously, before we get into the first game, today's episode against Real Betis, you'll see the gameplay here. I can't believe it's episode number 150, and I can't believe this is our 7th season of career mode. You know, obviously in my old series, in my saves gone by, if you will, many years ago, it was kind of expected to do this many episodes and get this long into a career mode save. But of course, in recent years, I haven't been able to have the love for FIFA career mode that I've got this year. It just feels so good to be doing a series like this once again. 150 episodes, 7 seasons in. It feels like it was just last week. We were at Bramwell Lane with Sheffield United, trying to get into the top half of the table. How things have changed. It's been an amazing series, and again, I'm so grateful for your support. It's been fantastic, and I really hope you enjoyed this special long episode. From me to you, to say thank you for all the incredible support on this series so far. So first of several games today, as we do indeed take on Real Betis at the Metropolitano. 13 points behind league leaders Barcelona right now, but do have the game in hand, and we know it's going to take a heck of a comeback if we're to get back into the title race. So taking on Real Betis here 3 days before we faced them again away from home in the Copa del Rey quarter-final. And I must admit, this was a really awesome start from us. Now, of course, since the patch, as you guys know, have been struggling a little bit to get not just good gameplay, but realistic gameplay most importantly, and play some good football, score some nice goals, get some good results on the board as well. But I made a few adjustments to the sliders, and since then, I feel like the gameplay has got a little bit more realistic. We're seeing more realistic results, and also I've been playing some slightly better football as well. And in this game we were 2-0 up inside 20 minutes. First, Ivan Toney smacking the ball past former teammate Dean Henderson, making it 1-0 before assisting João Felix, who made it 2-0. And really, we should have been like 4 or 5 goals up at the break. Henderson made a couple of great saves. We hit the post twice in the first half through Toney and also Sancho, I think it was, as well. And also Dean made a string of fine saves in this game as well, reminding me of Dean Henderson back at Sheffield United. But thankfully in the end we did hold on for the win, despite only scoring 2 goals, when really we should have scored about 7 or 8. I mean, we had so many golden chances in the game, but Henderson made some really good saves. We had woodwork twice, but again, got the most important thing, which is to win, courtesy of Ivan Toney and João Felix. So 2-0, the final score, after a winning start in today's special thank you episode in the leagues. We cut the gap on Barcelona to 10 points. And of course, this season, as we know, in our debut year at the Metropolitano, the board have given us the objective of winning the treble. And when I arrived here at Atletico Madrid, I was surprised at that. Now, I could understand if they were to say to win the Copa del Rey and even win the league title as well, whilst Barcelona and Real Madrid have won it every single season for over a decade now. I could still understand why the board would expect us to win the league title based on the side we inherited and the money we had to work with as well. But to win the Champions League too, not just reach the final like the Roma board said, but to win the Champions League, to win La Liga, and to win the Copa del Rey too, we knew that was going to be an incredibly tough task for us in our first season. But regardless of that being a tough objective, it still has been a season of struggle for Atletico. So as we come into a really crucial stage of the season here in February, 3 competitions, we're still fighting on all 3 fronts, but barely. We needed to make a statement. So we just beat Real Betis 2-0. Now we've got them in the week away in the Copa del Rey, and we needed to win this game, get through to the semi-finals, and win it convincingly as well. We were 1-0 up early on, Tammy Abraham giving us the lead, and soon after we almost went 2-0 up, but again it was Dean Henderson making a great save. But look at the stats here at half-time. 3 shots, 3 on target, and 60% possession with over 90% pass accuracy as well. Playing so much better football than we were at the start of the season. That's what I want to see as well. I don't want to just see us win the games, but I want to play some nice football with this Atletico side. And with 21 minutes to go, we will double our lead. And it was great to see this man get the goal as well. Carl Soler. It's been a while since Soler's been playing quite well for us. He had such a great start to the season. Since then, he's fell off the pace a little bit. But in this game, he was absolutely superb. He didn't just stop at 1. He got a second goal with 6 minutes to go and made it 3. Carl Soler makes it Betis 0, Atletico 3, and that's our progress secured into the semi-finals. Soler, it's been a while since he's put in a performance like this. Remember at the start of the season, he was one of our best players. Since then, he's lost his place in the first team to the new man Jadon Sancho, but in this game, he was superb. So Betis 0, Atletico 3. Unfortunately, we would lose our clean sheet right towards the end of the game. I was so annoyed about it as well because it was a picture-perfect performance other than this moment here. But whilst the guy that scored the goal, Vendel, is doing the knockout celebration, he's the one that's been knocked out because they've been knocked out of the cup. Get it? But, I mean, how could you not get it? I just explained it. But, anyway, Betis 1, Atletico Madrid 3, and that's our progress into the semi-finals of Copa del Rey, where Carl Soler was on fire in that game, scoring twice and getting an assist as well, as we march on to the final 4. So, into the semi-finals of the Copa del Rey, where, as you can see, we'll be taking on in the semi-finals. Oh, yes, get in. I was so happy about this. Obviously, Barcelona made it through, and I was thinking, please not Barcelona. I don't want Barcelona over 2 legs. And even Valencia this season, we struggled against them. Mestalla drew the game 2-2 and didn't play especially well. I really didn't want either of those sides, and thankfully we've got Leganes, who right now sit in mid-table. They're not having a bad season. No disrespect to them whatsoever. It's not going to be an easy tie, but let's be honest, they're out of the 3. We all know which one we would have preferred. So it's Leganes in the semi-finals, first leg away. That will be coming in today's episode as well. The second leg away from home, and yeah, I do feel very confident that we'll be able to make it through that tie. Still, for the third game of today's episode, it's one of the biggest clashes, if not the biggest clash of the season, as we take on Real Madrid at the Bernabeu in a huge Madrid derby where neither side can afford to lose tonight. 17 games to go, and we are 10 points behind the league leaders Barcelona, and if we lose this game away from home at our rivals, we'll be 13 points behind with no games in hand, and we'll know we are out of the title race. But win the game and Real Madrid are probably out of the title race, because we'll leapfrog them and go a point clear of them and keep the pressure, or at least try to keep the pressure on Barcelona. So it's a huge, absolutely huge Madrid derby where neither team can afford to lose today, with the stakes being at their very highest. It's Real Madrid away in a massive Madrid derby. Vamos Atletico. Our title hopes depend on a win here today. Into the middle, and Sergio did enough to get a touch on the ball. And lately, I must admit, he's not been quite as good as he was at the start of the season, Sergio. Maybe now Laporta's gone, showing signs of complacency, missing his mentor, not entirely sure, but that's a nice ball through to Barry. He was about controls. Now short on the overlap, and Ollie, who we don't see striding forward as much nowadays, rolls into Tony, and he's got João to give us the lead. 6 minutes in, a quick breakaway from Atletico, and João Felix finds Atletico Madrid into the lead, into the derby. Shaw storming down the left on a wonderful aggressive run into Ivan, and whilst he might be going for his 5th straight golden boot, he cares more about championships. Rolls into his strike partner, João fires it past Courtois. It's 1-0 Atletico and an early lead in the Madrid derby. What a start! Into Rodrigo. Real look for an opening down the right hand side to cross. In it goes to the middle. Emmanuel Ayer is there with a big header away. But the danger not over yet. Rodrigo to his man. Real still pressing and looking for an opening here. Our defence has been very solid in this first half, though. Very solid indeed. Real just can't break us down at the moment. On the turn, finds Rodrigo. Ayer slides in. But sadly, I've given the ball straight back to Real. And oh, that rippled the side of the net as Rodrigo just couldn't get that goal bound there. Real are going to get some more chances, I'm sure of that. They've only had 2 shots in the game so far, but second half to come, still trailing by 1. No way they remain this passive for the rest of the game. Just tweak the sliders a little bit to begin the second half, and just giving the CPU a little bit of a boost heading into the second half here, so we probably will see a few more Real Madrid attacks in this second half. Had a couple in the first half, don't get me wrong, but at times we're a little bit passive. I'm still experimenting. I'm still learning. I said a couple episodes ago when I made the big changes that I would still be tweaking them between now and the end of the season. Because again, you've got to remember, this is my first year experimenting with sliders. Yes! In offline FIFA, but Tony says, fuck the CPU advantage. I'm going to give us our second goal of the game. And I've said it. If we're to win the title this season, it depends on the goals of Ivan Toney going for his 5th straight golden boot. And that's goal number 16. Brilliant, brilliant touch to get away from his man, evade the challenge. He could have taken the free kick, but he said, I know my manager can't score free kicks. Let me drill it in with the weaker left foot. 2-0, Atletico Madrid. Ivan Toney with an assist and now a goal. And the shocker is turning up big in the Madrid derby. A lot to his man, and Shaw with the tackle. And you know, the one thing I will say is, whilst we lead by 2-0 and Real haven't had that many chances, that's because our back four tonight have been absolutely amazing. Shaw's had a brilliant game. Dominguez has played so well too. You know, right now I could be showing you loads of defensive highlights, but as Mia Martins makes a tackle, one happens right there for you. Tonight, defensively, we have been absolutely sensational. There's been no breaking us down. Oh, wonderful. Oh, well, Real are back in the game. I suppose there's two negatives. So I was just about to say, Oyarzabal has just taken a knock, and I'm going to take him off as well. And hopefully, that's not a big-time injury there for our number 11. He's not had an amazing season, but we don't want to see a key member of our first 11 go down in a crucial stage of the season. But a wonderful goal there by Real. We are finally opened up for the first time all game long, and they've halved the deficit. 4 minutes to go. Real looking for a late equaliser. 2-1. We can hold on to the clean sheet, but now we've got to make sure we hold on to the 3 points. Sergio, back we go to All Black. Didn't exactly get hold of that. And oh my God. Well, now the pressure is coming on us. It's been a long time, but as we still lead by 1, can we hold on? Oh, can we get a third? Tony! Oh, just overcooked the touch. It'll drop straight to Courtois, but that should do it. And we are going to hold on for the 3 points. My goodness, what was going on at the back there? But Sergio with a nice little pass, got the danger away. Tammy Abraham straight at Courtois, and there it is. Final whistle blown at the Bernabeu, and Atletico have won the Madrid derby. We leapfrog our opponents, we go a point clear in the table, and we say to Barcelona, we are not giving up yet. 2-1 the final score, massive victory. What a great defensive display tonight. What a game, what a win. In an absolutely massive Madrid derby where the stakes could barely have been higher, we come to the Bernabeu and put in an amazing defensive performance for 85 minutes. What happened after that, I don't really want to discuss it, but the most important thing is we managed to scramble away with the 3 points and leapfrog our rivals and jump in to third. It's the first time we've been in the top 3 for over a couple of months now, and we cut the gap on Barcelona, who slipped up, can you believe it, at home to Getafe in the lunchtime kickoff. So the gap is now 8 points with 16 games to go, and we are saying to Barcelona, listen lads, we are going absolutely nowhere. We're back in this title race. We feel confident. We've now got momentum. Let's make sure we don't drop the pace. Still, for our 4th game of 6 in today's episode, we now take on Leganes away from home in the first leg of our Copa del Rey semi-final here. And after I kind of celebrated the draw, avoiding Barcelona and Valencia as well, it'll be pretty embarrassing if we weren't to win this game. So heading into it, we did rest a lot of players, but still have quite a strong lineup out there. As we know, we are 180 minutes away from our first final with Atletico Madrid, and we started this game off really well too. A couple of golden chances, including putting the ball in the back of the net in the 16th minute. Lovely 1-2 between Tammy Abraham and João Felix starting up top together in this game, but the goal was disallowed as João Felix strayed just offside. But take a look at this offside decision. How tight was this? Just nickname that lino Eagle Eye, because that was incredibly tight. Fair play to him for getting it spot on. But in the 23rd minute, I had to show you this. Now, of course, in recent episodes, I've been talking about the patch and how at times it feels like the AI are putting you at a major disadvantage and taking things out of your control to stop you from getting results you want and the wins you need. I mean, all I'm saying is this. There's no reason why that might have been a bug that's been in the game for a long time, but This is the first time I've noticed it. That's all I'm saying. And that was just absolutely ridiculous there. I mean, seriously? Really? Fair enough. But anyway, it's still 0-0 at this point in the game regardless. And it's just weird how so many odd things are happening now since the patch has happened that go against your favour. That never seems to happen to the AI. Happens to you though, doesn't it? But still, in the 33rd minute, Leganes had their first chance of the game, storming down the right and crossing towards middle. But as Emmanuel Aya, and number 5, puts in a brave John Terry-esque diving header clearance. The Italian stays down, and you could tell by his reaction he knew it was serious. It was a really awkward landing. He had a man on top of him as well. He fell straight into the backside, and as he hits the deck, stays down and is forced off. Lopez Huesca comes on. The stretcher was called. I mean, judging by the reaction from Aya, I knew it wasn't going to be good. So Aya forced off as it's still 0-0. Very few chances created in the second half. The best one fell to Prats Bastidas off the bench. His shot pretty tame though, and easily caught by the goalkeeper. And in the end, when I was celebrating the draw, I guess I shouldn't have been. The final score was 0-0. A very, very poor scoreless draw there. And to make matters worse, after the game, I was feeling very nervous ever since it happened. How bad was the Emmanuel Aya injury? Well, as you could see, it's an ACL. That's right, Aya's got the ACL. The dreaded ACL curse of this career mode continues. And Emmanuel Aya is the latest victim. A 7-month injury for our Italian, who's had 12 clean sheets in 22 games in La Liga and 3 in our 5 Champions League group stage games as well. And Emmanuel Aya is done for the season. Absolutely devastated, because whilst at 22 years old, hasn't grown any ratings this year, which I've been quite disappointed about. We know he's the best centre-back in this team by quite some distance. We love the Sergio Mia Martinez revelation, but let's be honest here, Aya's the beast at the back. He's now done for the season, and all I'll say is this: any chance of us now winning the treble has gone out the window. No way can we do that without Emmanuel Aya. Absolutely gutted. And of course, you know, we haven't had a serious injury throughout the course of the season. And of course, I have messed around with the slides a little bit to try and get realistic injuries. So we have a realistic amount of injuries throughout the course of the season. Since the patch, I've noticed we've had fewer and fewer injuries. So I've had to bump the sliders up a little bit. But oh man, we knew the ACL was going to come at some point. We always get one per season, and Emmanuel Aya gets here at a crucial stage of the season. Aya done, and he'll be, of course, out for the rest of the season now. That is absolutely heartbreaking. And of course, after selling Laporte in January, we're now without the veteran Frenchman. So DCJ, the Belgian that we signed on transfer deadline day, only to be a backup for Aya and Sergio, is going to be starting the majority of our games. A lot of pressure on a 21-year-old. Still, for the fifth of 6 games in today's episode, we will now return to the Metropolitano and return to matters in La Liga to take on Deportivo, right now rock bottom of La Liga. And I love this first goal as well. Ivan Toney and João Felix. Well, one of you shoot the ball, lads. To me, to you, to me, to you. Kept passing the ball between each other. And then Toney said to João, "Oh, go on, mate. You just take it and put the ball in the back of the net," which he did. Made it 1-0, and there was our breakthrough. But in the 26th minute, Deportivo would find their level. And whilst this team might be bottom of the table on this patch, well, doesn't matter how bad the team is in form, they're still capable of doing things like this. Takes a touch, gets it out of his feet, and Sergio, he's not too far away from his man. I didn't want to stick too tight with him because it was a runner to the right hand side, but I guess I should have got all up in his face. Gave him a couple of yards, and he punished me. That was absolutely incredible, and I loved Jan Oblak's reaction there. I mean, this side haven't had a single win all season long, but then they pulled out of the bag. Absolutely crazy goal there as Deportivo draw back on level terms. So 1-1 heading into the break, and as you can see, I was really struggling in this game here at home to 19th place Deportivo, still without a win this season, and I thought there was a chance they could get themselves in front for the first time, turn the game on its head and win it. So in the second half, we need to get back in front, get an early goal and relieve the pressure, and we would do just that. 10 minutes after the restart, it's that man once again, João Felix, with a wonderful goal there, makes it 2-1 and bags his brace, puts Sanchez Ponce on the floor, dribbles around him, and with a weaker left foot hits both posts with his shot to find the back of the net. Wonderful goal by Felix. Atletico back in front, and it's 2-1. So lead restored, pressure relieved, and 10 minutes later we can now play without pressure. Had a golden chance to make it 3-1, give ourselves a 2-goal cushion, and we would do just that. Riquelme off the bench, going down the left, dinks into the middle, and there's that guy, Ivan Toney, baby, makes it 3-1 and gets goal number 17 in La Liga this season. So final score, Atletico 3, Deportivo 1. The visitors search for their first win of the season goes on, but it was a very tough game, this one, I must admit. But this is what I'm liking. Since I've made the adjustments to the sliders, I must say, we're getting realistic results, like you would see in real life, but we're also having challenging gameplay as well. It's a really nice mix at the moment, and things are working quite well. But regardless, after the win, as you can see, we are still 8 points behind Barcelona. 15 games to go in the season. Look, 8 points, that's still a gap we can make up, but I'm just not sure if they're going to slip up enough times between now and the end of the season for us to catch up. And also a brief look at the top scorers, assists, and clean sheets charts in La Liga. Some of you guys have been asking me for how the individual stats are getting on this season in La Liga. And as you can see, Ivan Toney right now is leading the way in the race for the Golden Boot with 17. He's the joint highest scorer in the league, and he was also joint top of the assist charts with 8 as well. And that's the brilliance of Ivan Toney. It feels like this season Toney is not at his best. Yeah, he's top of the scorer charts and he's top of the assist charts as well. That's just the brilliance of Ivan Toney. Even when he's having a season like this, which on paper is absolutely fantastic, it feels kind of average. That's just how good he's been the past 4 years. But still, heading into our final game of today's episode, the 6th and final game of today's episode, it is the big one. It is Roma away in the first leg of our Champions League round of 16 at the Stadio Olimpico as we face our former team. And as you can see before the game, Roma's still top of the table in the Serie A right now, and as you can see their team as well, how it's looking. Ben Godfrey plays for Roma. Ben Godfrey, once of Sheffield United, is now playing for Roma. I absolutely love it. And Charlie Ward as well. You might not remember Charlie Ward, but he had a couple of games for us. He's an academy graduate we have with Sheffield United. He's also at Roma as well. I love that. Roma and Sheffield United have established a link in my absence. I love that. But as you can see the Roma side here and what they've changed heading into their first season without me. A couple of new signings, of course, and some sales. The most noteworthy one, other than the players we bought, of course, would have been Pina Monti, who has now left the club. But still a fantastic side regardless. Really, really awesome team. Ricardo Orsolini is still there as well, and of course he'll be playing with a chip on his shoulder tonight, of course, because we planned to take him to Sheffield United, and in the end we decided to leave him at the Stadio Olimpico. He'd love to shut me up tonight and get a couple of goals against me, I'm sure. But regardless, I took a press conference before the game. I said we must tread carefully heading into the game against Roma, of course, because we know how good Roma are. We shouldn't underestimate them. It's going to be very tough for us to make it through, but as we head into the game, the excitement was real. In my old career mode for my long-term saves, you guys would know this. We would always face our former teams at some point during the save. This is the first time I'm facing a former club since leaving Sheffield United all those years ago, and it comes in a huge Champions League knockout tie. Roma's failure in Europe over the past 2 seasons was well documented, and the blame was shared between myself and the team. However, if my old side can humiliate me in the first knockout round and dump us out in my first season since leaving, then everyone will know that I was the sole reason we failed so badly in Europe, and my reputation as a top tier manager will now be questionable. This is a personal tie where both teams will be fired up for it and pride is on the line. It's the first leg of our Champions League round of 16 tie away against Roma. Vamos Atletico! So badly did not want Roma. Honestly, man, I know in my old career modes, facing former teams was part and parcel of the save, but oh man, Roma, I mean, I know how good they are because I managed them for 2 years. We built most of this side. Sure! Oh! Donnarumma denying his former teammate Ollie Shaw in the first 3 minutes. Oh, he's in the mood tonight. Brilliant stop by Gigi at his near post, but what an amazing start that would have been. And Shaw scored his first professional goal against his former team. Still 0-0, but as tough as a challenge this is going to be, we've got what it takes to dump them out. Come on, Roma. A couple of early corners, one in succession. Palacios floats one. Sergio's header loops up in the air, and Gigi fists it off the line. Palacios again to Sergio. Roma clear. And I have fired the boys up for this game tonight. They're playing for me. Still 0-0. Tony. Oh! Felix off the post. Felix off the woodwork. What a start from Roma. Ivan's back heel. João off the frame of the goal. It's all Atletico in the early stages. Jabora for Roma to Orsolini. Riccardo Orsolini gets around Ollie Shaw and rolls it across. And what a save! We're like, oh no! But a penalty awarded for a follow-through challenge from DCJ, making his Champions League debut for Atletico, and inside the first 15 minutes, oh, that's one of those unfortunate collisions, but I can see why it's given. It's just accidental, it's just unlucky, but Keane has got the chance to give Roma the lead, which he does. Sends All Black the wrong way, and Roma in front through Moise Keane from the spot. Great start from the Spaniards. All Black died of it too early, I think, but Keane drills it in. That is so unlucky. Tonali, Orsolini knocks it through the gap. Keane, watch Riccardo, watch Riccardo, watch Riccardo. In it goes. Dominguez gets it away, but the pressure still on. Riccardo, oh, wonderful! In my return to Rome, the Italians are playing like they've got a point to prove. Our failure in Europe is going to be all down to me if they knock us out in the round of 16. They'll know that all the responsibility from our failure in Europe in 2 straight seasons will be passed onto my shoulders if they prove a point and dump us out of the Champions League in the last 16. 2-0 up, heading into the break. And we've played well in this first half. We've played very well, but unfortunately, despite the chance we've created, we've not taken any. We're down by 2, there's 45 minutes to go. And my old team are humiliating me here in Rome. I'm tempted to take Ivan Toney off of Tammy Abraham. He's not played well tonight. And as Tonali feeds it through. Oh, All Black, brilliant save. But oh, he's missed it. Oh, Sandro Tonali knows that would have been a tie killer. It was on the weaker left foot, but he should have found the back of the net. What a save by All Black. What a let off from the rebound. Atletico Madrid's European dreams are hanging by a thread, and Antonio Barai has just stepped onto the pitch. Oh, we are all at sea right now. Or are we? Oh, no, 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 no! No! Took it too far. I knew that was going to happen. Took it too far. Come on! Barai's cross. Sergio, big header away. And Abraham controls. And we need a quick break here. Tony to Tammy, who can't hold it up. When your 6'5" striker can't hold it up, you know something's not working. Tony. João, lovely touch. Lovely touch. Oh, he's found space there because Romagnoli didn't want to commit. And João Felix finds the back of the net. Huge goal. Romagnoli didn't want to commit with Tony lurking. And João Felix has given us a lifeline. 6 minutes to go. And our number 7, who scored 2 on the weekend, has scored a huge one here in Rome. Watch Romagnoli here. He sees Tony making a forward run. He doesn't want to commit. João steps inside, drills it in, and that goal could be huge. We needed one. We've got one right at the end. 2-1. Well, we deserve a goal because we played very well tonight, but goodness gracious me, I would have preferred it in the earlier stages of the game, but instead we've got a bit between our teeth now, and there's still time. There's still plenty of time. Oh no! Yes! Tommy! Off the bench! 2 goals in 3 minutes! Tammy Abraham puts Atletico back on level terms. The scenes at the Stadio Olimpico Donnarumma. What a save initially, but Tammy, first to react, heads it in. What a fight back in the dying stages from Atletico Madrid. Roma 2, Atletico 2. Extraordinary. Absolutely extraordinary late fight back from Atletico Madrid. And Tammy, heading into the game, was our top scorer in the Champions League. He would have felt so harshly done by to be benched for this one in favour of Tony and Felix as well. But he's come off the bench to rescue us. And the question is now, is there one final twist in the tail? No, I don't think so. Oh, maybe. No, 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 yes, no, 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 no. Oh, God. Last chance, last chance, last chance. Zhao, lovely turn, round his man. Yeah, no. Oh, my word. What a game, and that will do it. Oh my goodness gracious me, what a comeback from Atletico Madrid, trailing by 2, and in the final 10 minutes, João Felix and Tammy Abraham give us the goals to take back to the Metropolitano, as we now, out of nowhere, are in the driving seat. Roma must score in Spain, otherwise we're through. A thrilling contest, we knew it would be. 2-2 the final score. What a fight back from Atletico Madrid. Extraordinary game. I thought we were going to win it right at the end. I really did. I thought we were going to win it. But 2-2 the final score. And we definitely deserved at least a draw. And I mean at least a draw as well. You would have seen throughout the game, we played so well in this match. Created so many chances, particularly in the first half. We shouldn't have been down by 2 at the break. We really picked it up in the second half though, and that was a much better response. So Keane's going to share the man of the match with Tammy Abraham. He really made the difference when coming off the bench. And whilst Tony might not have scored tonight, he did set up both of our goals. But I thought Tammy off the bench made a huge difference, and Keane with the goal and assist. They'll share the champagne in what was a thrilling contest at the Stadio Olimpico. So the tie hangs sort of in the balance heading back to the Metropolitano. Roma will need to score, but they're more than capable of doing that, as you saw tonight. The second leg's going to be a thriller, but what a fantastic first game that was back at my old stomping ground. But that will end today's episode of Career Mode, guys. So a big thank you for watching. I really hope you have enjoyed it. And if you did enjoy the special thank you, episode number 150, then please do drop a like, as likes are, of course, very much appreciated, and they really help channel out as well. Much love to you all. Have a fantastic day, and I'll see you for the next episode of Career Mode very soon. Oh my goodness, what a game. What an episode. Unbelievable.